Well, freezing cold day today, especially if you guys live in Ontario, or maybe you're experiencing it wherever you live. Just this incredible roller coaster of weather where it's +3 or 4 or 5 and rain, and then almost immediately it freezes overnight to -10. It's insane. It's posed a problem off and on throughout the winter, especially for our track crew, but we've been very fortunate to miss very few days. So I thought, looking at the forecast, we would most definitely miss this week. I had so much going on this week too. We had that abysmal day on Monday, and then I get up on Tuesday. It's supposed to rain all day Tuesday. Then I wake up. So the way the mornings go at our house is Amy goes in a little bit earlier. I get the kids on the school bus, take Adeline to daycare, and then I go to the barn. I usually get there around 8:30, 8:40. I look at the radar, 7:30 in the morning, 7:15 when I wake up. Rain's not coming till 10:30 or 11. Wow. That's good, but it's bad because we could have probably trained today on the Tuesday, knowing that it's going to rain hard all Tuesday apparently, and then freeze overnight. How are they going to get on the track? So we had that terrible day Monday. I wake up Tuesday. I get to the barn. Johnny's there. Now James gone away, right? So I get there. Johnny McKinnon's there. He says, geez, the track's in great shape. We could have trained today. And I said, okay, here's what we'll do. Let's take a look at all the horses that are left, because there are some horses that really shouldn't and can't miss this week. And if we can train them, at least we'll train them. Listen, the Enzos and the Carters and all the good horses that we have that have been training fantastic, they don't need to train this week. So even if we miss Wednesday, it's not the end of the world. But let's try and get the other horses on the track best we can. So it worked out okay. We went with Johnny and I and Danny and Greg. We went with a number of horses yesterday, and I was really impressed because those were horses that had fallen behind a little bit. Those were horses that had to catch up, right? 5-fish species, anchors up, horses like that just need a little more work. And they all trained great yesterday. I couldn't be any more happy than what I saw with yesterday. So it didn't start raining even till 1 or 2 for the most part. And it didn't rain near as hard as they say it would. So I saw the tractor slipping. As you can imagine, the training center is sheer ice, right? Everywhere is, because of the way that the weather's been. So I'm thinking we need chains for the tires. I don't know what the hell I'm talking about. I'm not a technical guy, but I know enough to know that tractor is slipping and we need chains on it. You think you can find chains for tractor tires? Good luck. I called 5 or 6 places around. No, they're made custom. We don't carry them. We don't stock them. So this goes on for hours throughout the day. Plus, I've had to make calls throughout the day talking to blacksmiths in Ohio and people calling about horses for sale. It's just sheer chaos. So I give up at 1 o'clock. I'm like, can't find tractor chains. This is going to be a nightmare tomorrow. I said, last chance, I'm going to put it on Facebook. Looking for tractor chains. 18.4, and I give the measurements like I know what the hell I'm talking about. Somebody gave them to me and I gave them to Facebook. I have no idea what 18.4 times 30 are one. I have no idea what that stuff means. So, and don't bother telling me, I don't care. So I put it on Facebook, and I never got a chance to thank Louise Evans enough, John Evans' wife. She sent me a message, said, call this guy, might be able to help you out. I called that guy and he couldn't help me out, but he did know somebody that might. Put me in touch with him. Some feed store or farm equipment place in the middle of nowhere, like an hour and a half north of here. We don't carry them, but Walco might. Well, I called Walco twice, nobody picked up. He said, no, it's a supply place. They don't usually take a lot of orders. In fact, I don't know if they take any orders off the street. Let me make a call. Calls me back. Friggin' chains are like $1,000, but they had them. So I had to drive up on the other side of Elmira. I took Addie with me because I know if you live in Ontario, you know what you're going to see in Elmira on the streets, right? A lot of Amish people, so a lot of horse and wagons. So I threw Addie in the car with me. We went up and she's looking at the horses, and I get the chains. They're heavy too. My God, don't ever pick up a bag containing tractor tire chains, unless you want to put your back out. So throw the chains in the back, go back down to the farm, I give them the chains, and put them on the floor, where they still are today. Wake up today. We didn't get that much rain, but it is cold. It was cold this morning. Get to the farm, the track's good. Hard, but good. So we trained a bunch of other horses. Man, I was going to give you a rundown of all the horses, but it doesn't really matter. It was a great training week. Tuesday, Wednesday, we pretty well get everybody trained. A few horses were sick. Can you blame them with this stupid weather? Swinging Senorita had a little bit of a temperature. Hill Street Blues. Those are horses I wanted to work on this week. Couldn't get that done. Hopefully we can get them started back Saturday. We'll see. Is there a standout? Yeah, you know what? There was. Landing Pad. I didn't go with him. Johnny McKinnon went with him, and he looked very good. Now, I told you guys I have, oh my gosh, squared away. Very squarely now. He's trotting great and looks great. He wanted no part of Landing Pad. I had to go over to Mohawk to train Will to Win Hanover. For those of you that are Will to Win Hanover clients, partners, owners. 2-5 in a windstorm today. She's gonna fit James perfectly. I can tell you that. She needs to hit the middle of the field for about 5, maybe 6 starts, and learn how to be a racehorse. A little stubborn, but you can tell there's something there, much like 3 Point Blue Chip was. I think very, very similar. Not quite as stubborn as he was, but very, very similar in her approach to racing him. She's going to be a James McDonald horse for sure. She's getting close, but I can't tell how close, because when the track's deep and it's windy and you're going 2.5, you still went 2.5. So I suspect James is going to want to train her again hard next Wednesday, and then start schooling her the week after that, I believe. And I'm just going to continue to push her deadline back until she's ready to go. And that's the truth. If she was a normal, middle-of-the-road, run-of-the-mill racehorse, she'd be schooling next week. She's not. This is a filly we got a lot of high expectations on, and I truly believe, looking at her, she's going to need a lot of work, a lot of race work. So I think probably 2 schoolers, at least 1 qualifier, and a multitude of races before we're ever going to be able to make a definitive view of how her 3-year-old season is going to look. So she trained good today over at Mohawk. I came back. The other sets had finished up. Johnny said he went with one other horse that looked very good. Victor Cruz looked good today. And I'm just telling you what caught my eye. Victor Cruz looked really, really good today. I was happy with Columbus today. He was good. Una Madonna was very good today. I only went with Columbus. I didn't go with any of these other horses. But they said that there was a lot of horses trained really well. A couple Depend On It jumped on his foot. Absolute Euphoria made a break, but in fairness, she really shouldn't have been training. I'm probably just going to put jogging miles into her, and I might even send her up to swim for the next few weeks. So my partners are scattered all over Ohio and Florida on the Absolute Euphoria. I'm happy, but there's still something showing there. She's not going to train for the next 3 weeks. She'll either jog, and I don't see her come forward in a big way jogging. She might actually spend a couple of weeks in the pool up with Jared Bothwell. But that's neither here nor there. A good training day today and a good training day yesterday for the horses. I was very, very happy with them. They've all been around 235, 232 to 235. Now, also, a lot of questions swirling around. I am going to the Meadowlands. Mother Nature thought she was going to stop me. I had a flight booked for LD's Patrick on Friday. I got a text message from United Airlines today saying they canceled the flight. So I went on JetBlue and got another one. I'm going to go over to Buffalo, fly to Buffalo to New Jersey, and be back that night. I need to be back that night because we're training all the babies on Saturday this week. So I am going to the Meadowlands to drive LD's Patrick on Friday evening. We have a number of horses in tomorrow. Captain Mike Dio will make his first start for us tomorrow. So and Sue will be racing in the Wine and Roses final tomorrow. And we also have Kings County in tomorrow. A number of horses going to be racing in Ohio and in Ontario this week, trying to get things back on track. But you can see between the weather and the classes not filling the way we wanted them to, really ruined a great plan so far with a terrible day on Monday. I told you Locatelli's going out. Both Harry and Sylvain said just wait a week. Worst case, we get some money off his card, racing him. Best case, they fill the class below the preferred, and he gets to race in there. We'll see how that plays out today. We have all our horses now locked in for breeding. 8 brood mares this year. The sires that I had told you about last week, that's where we're going. Canadian Titan is going to Creatine. Dewey Ann is going to Father Patrick, as is Path of Totality. My Jazz is going to International Money. Compass Rose DC is going to Enterprise, who's at 6. Lather Up will be rebred to Capistrano at 7. Missing with Stolen Dance is back to Uncle Peter when she falls out as 8. So we have the 8 broodmares all locked in for their potential sires this year. As I said, I'm going to the Meadowlands on Friday. No free lunch. Sylvain Filion will drive him in the second leg of the Ontario Boys, coming off a good race. James was very happy with him on Friday evening. Now, the last piece of business is, throughout the last year and a half, we have been reconstructing our contracts to suit everybody's needs, including ours also. As you can imagine, we've gone through a lot of changes over the last 5, 6, 7 years, and as we've changed them and as we've compiled information and looked at what has gone on over that time period, we've made adjustments to our contract. And now, whether it be the sticking point why we haven't sent this particular contract out yet is because we wanted to look at our insurance options. Steve Palermo had brought it up to me. Steve's an insurance agent, but he wasn't selling. He's not looking to sell any pieces of insurance to us. And Jeff Rock is an insurance would be our insurance broker, but even he didn't have a proper insurance package put together. So this would just cover whether it be liability at the farm or whether it be fire insurance. We were looking into getting something. We still are. It's not prepared. It's not ready yet. We don't even know if it's feasible yet. So we are looking into that. That's the sticking point when it comes to the contracts being sent out. Those contracts will be sent to you guys the same way they always are. We will upload the contracts. You can look at them, and you'll have to sign those contracts to get back onto the stable site. It's pretty easy, streamlined, and simple process. Obviously, we want it that way for a number of reasons, mostly for you and mostly for us. We can't possibly send out contracts and then ask for people to download them, print them, sign them, and send them back to us. It's 2022. That's not necessary any longer. So we'll send those out in the same format we usually do. So that is what's going on this week. Obviously, not a whole lot to report after Monday. A pretty depressing night at the races for our Monday card. But that's racing, you know. We've been so spoiled over the last year and a half. We would have nights like this, and we try to mitigate them best we can by putting the horses in where they belong, but we couldn't even do that on Monday, right? 2 horses in the open that weren't open trotters, a horse in the non-winners of 5 that wasn't a non-winners of 5 horse, and one that was and would have won, but he made a break. That's the way it is. So yes, we had some bad luck in the sense that we had a breaker on Monday, but the other 3 horses didn't belong in the classes they were in. So we're trying to mitigate that also by looking at what's available in Northfield. Back to the Meadows at some point. We'll have some horses going back to our man, Tim Twaddle. And obviously we have Eldise Patrick in the Meadowlands on Friday night. So we are committed to doing whatever we can, whatever we have to do well for our clients, for you, and we're going to continue to expand on that promise. So yes, we had some bad luck this week, but we are going to get back to the basics and get back to putting them in where they belong, putting them in where we can have some good luck. After all, the definition of luck is when preparation meets opportunity, and that is what we're trying to do right now. So with that, I'll sign off. We do got some horses racing tomorrow night in Ontario. Northfield Park is dark this week, so you're going to look for next Tuesday, Wednesday for them. I am looking to have some good luck in New Jersey, East Rutherford, New Jersey, with Eldise Patrick, trying to find a spot for him. Luckily, I'm sandwiched in between a couple of clowns. I feel like Larry from the Three Stooges. I got Curly, Scott Zeron on my left, Mo, my brother Mark on the right. Should be a fun night at the Meadowlands in race number 4. Probably worth tuning in. So I will. I'll talk to you all soon. Saturday, we're out trying to train. If you want to come out and watch them go, it looks like we're going to be able to. The track was decent today. It's going to stay cold till Saturday. No reason to believe that we can't be training on Saturday. So we'll talk to you all soon. I hope you're having a good week. I know it hasn't been a great start, but lots to come yet. Take care.